Most people think going zero waste means switching to a metal straw, but that won't make a real impact. Want to actually help the planet and make money doing it? I'll show you 5 powerful digital products you can create and sell, even if you're starting from zero. By the way, if you want to skip ahead and use my exact setup, you'll find it in the description. Digital Product 1. The first digital product is an eco-friendly digital planner. Now, planners might sound simple, but when you design one that's actually made for people trying to live a zero-waste lifestyle, it becomes something much more powerful. Traditional planners mean printing thousands of books, wasting paper, and shipping physical goods all over the world. A digital planner skips all of that waste completely. Plus, it can be a real support system for people trying to build better, more sustainable habits every day. If you want to create a digital eco-planner that actually sells, start by asking yourself, what does someone trying to live more sustainably really need help organizing? It's not just about meetings and appointments. It's about grocery lists for farmers markets, meal plans based on seasonal produce, tracking energy use at home, recording when they composted, reminders for reusable shopping bags, or setting personal sustainability goals like no new clothes for 30 days. Your planner should support all those pieces of their life. Think about creating sections for things like zero-waste shopping checklists, meal planning pages, sustainable habit trackers, goal-setting worksheets, and daily, weekly, and monthly overview calendars. When it comes to design, you want something that feels clean and calming. Use Canva to build it if you're new to graphic design. Start by choosing a neutral, nature-inspired color palette: greens, soft blues, beiges. Avoid anything that feels too cluttered or too flashy. A good eco-planner should feel like a breath of fresh air, not another noisy, overwhelming tool. Use simple fonts that are easy to read. Make sure there's lots of space on the page. Too much packed-in text can stress people out. You want it to feel open and welcoming. If you want to add visual touches, use small icons like leaves, recycling symbols, or reusable shopping bags, but keep it light. The real value is in the content. Once you design your pages, you'll want to link them together to create a smooth, clickable navigation. In Canva, you can do this by adding hyperlinks to text or icons that jump to different sections inside the PDF. That way, when someone uses the planner on their tablet or computer, they can quickly click through without scrolling endlessly. When you export, make sure you save it as an interactive PDF, not just a static image file. That way, people can either type into it digitally or print it if they really want to. But most of your buyers will appreciate the fully digital, zero paper experience. Digital Product 2. Next up is a carbon footprint calculator. This is where you can have a huge impact, because most people have no real idea how much carbon their daily lives produce. They hear terms like carbon neutral or eco-friendly, but they don't know their personal numbers. A good calculator shows them exactly where they stand and gives them clear ways to improve. Building one might sound complicated, but it's totally doable, even without coding experience. First, map out the main areas of someone's life that affect their carbon footprint. Transportation is a big one: car use, flights, and public transport. Then there are food choices, whether they eat a plant-based diet, and how often they buy local produce. Home energy is huge too. Things like how often they use heating, whether their home is solar-powered, and if they have energy-efficient appliances. Shopping habits matter too. How often they buy new clothes, electronics, or furniture. For each area, come up with simple questions. Instead of overwhelming someone with technical terms, keep the questions easy to answer. For example, you could ask, how many kilometers do you drive each week? Instead of, what is your vehicle's annual emissions output? Once you've got your questions, you'll need accurate, updated emissions factors. These are publicly available from trusted sources like the EPA. For example, driving 1 kilometer in a standard car might produce about 0.2 kilograms of CO2. Eating beef a few times a week adds significantly more emissions than eating plants. You can build your calculator inside a free tool like Google Sheets. Create a form where people type in their answers. Link their answers to Google Sheets. Then, use simple formulas to multiply their inputs by the emissions factors. For example, if someone drives 200 kilometers per week, your spreadsheet can automatically calculate that this adds up to a certain amount of carbon per year. If you want a smoother experience, you can build the calculator as a form using Typeform or Tally. These platforms let you set calculations behind the scenes so people see their results immediately after filling out the quiz. When you're presenting the result, don't just give them a big scary number. That can make people feel hopeless. Instead, give them personalized suggestions. If their largest emissions are from flights, suggest train travel where possible. If food is a big factor, offer a simple guide to plant-based meals. Make the next step feel doable. Digital product 3. Now let's move on to minimalist lifestyle printables. A lot of people are trying to live with less, but the process of decluttering and simplifying can feel really overwhelming. Minimalist printables can help break it all down into small, manageable steps. When you're creating minimalist printables, start by thinking about real-life problems your audience faces. Maybe their kitchen is overflowing with gadgets they never use. Maybe their wardrobe is packed with clothes, but they still feel like they have nothing to wear. Maybe they keep buying things without a plan and end up wasting money and resources. You could create a room-by-room decluttering checklist, starting with the easiest wins first, maybe a bathroom cabinet or a junk drawer, before moving to more emotional spaces like clothes and keepsakes. You could make a printable capsule wardrobe planner that helps people pick out 30 versatile pieces for an entire season. Or you could design a sustainable shopping guide that walks people through questions to ask themselves before buying anything new. Use Canva to design your printables. Choose a neutral color palette, clean fonts, and lots of white space. A crowded, busy design completely defeats the purpose of minimalism. Stick to easy headings like Step 1, Questions to Ask Yourself, and Today's Task. Make sure every printable leads someone toward taking small, doable actions. The idea isn't to pressure them into becoming perfect minimalists overnight. It's to give them a calm, clear roadmap they can follow at their own pace. Offer both a printable PDF version and a fillable digital version. That way, people who still like pen and paper can print it, but others can fill it out on their tablet without using any paper at all. Digital product 4. Now let's talk about creating a zero-waste lifestyle toolkit. A toolkit is much more than just a random bundle of digital files. It's a complete support system for someone who's ready to make a real lifestyle change. Start by imagining the full journey someone goes through when they commit to living zero waste. At first, they're probably feeling overwhelmed. They need simple, welcoming guidance. Later, they'll need planners to track their progress, calculators to measure their improvements, and encouragement to stay motivated when things get tough. Your toolkit could include an introductory ebook that explains the basics of zero-waste living without making people feel guilty. Add in your eco-planner to help them organize daily habits. Include the carbon footprint calculator so they can see where they're starting from. Add minimalist printables for decluttering and shopping mindfully. Maybe throw in a bonus 30-day zero-waste challenge with one simple action item for each day. When you package it, don't just dump everything into one folder. Create a main guide, like a Start Here PDF, that tells them how to use each part of the toolkit. For example, start by reading the ebook, then calculate their footprint, then set up the planner, and then work through the printables one by one. You can sell toolkits easily on platforms like Gumroad, Shopify, or Podia. Make sure your landing page clearly shows people what's inside and how it'll help them feel less stressed and more in control. Digital product 5. This is one of the most powerful digital products you can create, an online course. A course lets you guide people through a full transformation, not just give them tools. You can take someone from feeling overwhelmed by waste to feeling confident and capable in just a few weeks. Start by mapping out the stages of change your course will help them move through. Maybe you begin with understanding their current habits, then learning zero-waste principles, then taking action at home, at work, and while traveling. Break your course into small, clear modules. Each module should focus on one major theme, like zero-waste basics at home or sustainable food and shopping. Within each module, have a few short video lessons, written guides, checklists, and small action challenges. Keep your videos short, no more than 10 minutes each. Talk naturally, like you're explaining things to a friend. You don't need fancy equipment to start. A smartphone camera, natural light, and a quiet room are enough. Platforms like Teachable, Thinkific, or Podia make it easy to host your course. You can upload your videos, create quizzes if you want, and even set up a simple sales page. Remember, people don't buy online courses just for information. They buy them for transformation. Your job isn't just to tell them facts. Your job is to guide them, encourage them, and celebrate their wins along the way. Building a real business with zero-waste digital products is not only possible, it's powerful. It's good for your bank account, it's good for your customers' lives, and it's good for the planet. You're not just selling files, you're selling real change, and that's something people will remember. Everything I talked about, scripts, tools, templates, it's all bundled in the launch kit. Links in the description. Which of these digital products stands out to you? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe while you're there.